Welcome to the Yellow Door. Today, we're diving into a topic that could transform the way you see yourself and the world around you: how to activate an archetype. Have you ever stopped to think that within you exist energies or inner characters ready to be awakened to help you live your best version? That's exactly what activating an archetype is about: tapping into a powerful part of who you already are, but maybe haven't fully manifested yet. And here's an important request. Please hit that like button, and most importantly, pay attention to every detail of this video until the end. Why? Because understanding how to activate an archetype isn't just a matter of curiosity, it's about self-transformation. By applying these concepts in your life, you can start making more conscious choices, live with greater confidence and clarity, and feel like you're in control of your own destiny. So, stay tuned and allow yourself to really dive into this content. In my view, activating an archetype is like bringing to life an idea that already exists within us. Over the years, I've seen how each person's essence is shaped by archetypes, powerful figures like courage, wisdom, or leadership. These archetypal energies are present in all of us, waiting for the right moment to emerge. But the real question is, how do we bring these forces to the surface authentically? How can we activate them and allow them to manifest genuinely in our lives? The first step in this process is to pay attention to our dreams, emotions, and experiences. They act like clues, as if they're little signs showing us which archetype is ready to emerge. Our reactions to certain situations, the challenges we face, and even the choices we make every day reveal a lot about which archetypes are seeking space to manifest. Often, what we're trying to find outside has already been present inside us. The secret lies in recognizing that presence and letting it shine. In communication, this process is essential. To be authentic and connect deeply with others, we need to be in tune with those internal forces. When someone activates their leadership archetype, for example, it's not just about taking charge of a situation, it's about leading with authenticity in a way that resonates with who you are. This, in essence, creates a true connection with those around you because the emerging archetype is an integral part of your truth. Another crucial point is that activating an archetype isn't about forcing something. On the contrary, it's about allowing a part of you that already exists to come to the surface. Many times we feel disconnected or out of sync with our true potential precisely because we're trying to be something we're not. By activating an archetype, we're actually tuning in to a deeper and truer version of ourselves. And when that happens, both internal and external communication flows naturally. It's important to remember that archetypes aren't limited to a single role or function. They are dynamic, flexible, and can manifest in different ways throughout our lives. Today, you might activate the courage archetype to face a challenge, and tomorrow, it could be wisdom guiding your choices. Being aware of these shifts and allowing different archetypes to guide your actions is a way to keep evolving and growing. Activating an archetype is a process of self-discovery. By bringing these internal energies to light, you not only enhance the way you communicate with the world, but also connect more deeply with who you really are. And that connection, that authenticity, is the key to living a richer, more meaningful life. When we think about archetypes, we can imagine something akin to the process of creating a character for a movie. If you've ever thought about it, when we develop a character, the first step is to understand their story, their motivations, and how they navigate the world. In the same way, when activating an archetype in our lives, we're bringing forth a part of ourselves that has a unique energy, be it courage, leadership, or wisdom, and using that strength to tackle everyday challenges. So how does this work in practice? The big question you should ask yourself is, how can this archetype help me solve the problems I'm facing right now? The answer isn't magical, but comes through small adjustments, through shifts in perspective that you make gradually. Maybe it's taking a braver stance in a tough situation, or tapping into a sense of wisdom that makes you pause and reflect before making a decision. This process transforms the way you relate to yourself and the world around you. Often, what we're searching for is already within us, just waiting to be awakened. The secret is to identify which archetype you need to activate at a certain moment in your life. You might need the warrior archetype to face a big challenge, or the wise one to make more conscious decisions. The most interesting part is that as you allow this energy to awaken, you start to notice a real change in your behavior and how you approach life. It's like adjusting the lens through which you see the world. The archetype gives you a new perspective, helping you view situations with fresh eyes. For instance, when you activate the leadership archetype, you start taking on more responsibility and guiding others with confidence. When you activate the compassion archetype, your view of human relationships shifts, allowing you to connect more deeply with others. These small adjustments shape your journey. I believe that just like in a movie, where characters evolve throughout the plot, we also have this capacity to grow and evolve in our lives. Activating an archetype is a way to consciously guide this evolution. It's not about forcing a change in personality, but aligning with an energy that's already part of who you are. By bringing these aspects to the forefront, you become the protagonist of your own story. Many times we feel disconnected or out of sync with our true potential because we're trying to be something we're not. We try to follow patterns or expectations that don't resonate with our essence. That's where the power of activating an archetype comes in. When you do this, you're actually tuning into a deeper, more authentic version of yourself. This activation process isn't a grand event. It doesn't need to be a moment of drastic revelation. It starts in small moments of self-awareness when you ask yourself, who am I really? Or what do I need to feel more aligned with my essence? As you allow this inner part to surface, whether it's an energy of leadership, courage, or even compassion, you begin to notice a change in how you communicate with the world. And the most incredible thing is that when this transformation occurs, both your internal and external communication flows much more naturally. You no longer need to perform or try to be someone you're not. Your communication becomes an authentic expression of your true self, and the people around you feel that. They sense that you're speaking and acting from a genuine place, creating much deeper and more meaningful connections. So, what I want to leave you with today is that activating an archetype isn't about becoming someone else. It's about reconnecting with who you've always been but may have forgotten. It's about bringing to light that part of you that has the tools to face life's challenges with more confidence and clarity. When you do that, everything around you starts to align in a nearly magical way. The simplicity of activating an archetype may seem like a complex concept, but the beauty of this process lies in its simplicity, and that's exactly what I want to talk about. Often, we think that to transform or evolve, we need to force something, fight against who we are, but true transformation comes from a completely different place. It comes from reconnecting with your essence. What I've noticed, both in my personal experience and in that of so many people I've worked with, is that activating an archetype is much more about allowing than forcing. It's not an internal battle, it's more like a reunion. From the moment you allow yourself to reconnect with parts of you that have always been there, but perhaps you've let them lie dormant, you start to feel something change. And this change doesn't just happen inside you, it reflects in everything around you. When you reconnect with your essence, you feel the difference in various aspects. Your confidence grows naturally, effortlessly. The choices that once seemed confusing or difficult become clear because you're in tune with who you truly are. And that feeling of life dragging you back and forth out of control, that starts to fade away because suddenly you feel like you're really in control of your story. I like to compare this to creating a film. You're the protagonist, of course, but you're also the screenwriter and the director. And just like in any good movie, the protagonist only stands out when they understand their own narrative, when they're in tune with their mission, their desires, and their challenges. Activating an archetype is exactly that. It's about understanding the role you're destined to play and doing it authentically. What's amazing about this process is that it brings ease. When we stop fighting against who we are, when we stop molding ourselves to external expectations and simply allow ourselves to be who we really are, life flows. Opportunities arise, the right people show up, and situations start to make sense. Everything begins to align in a much more natural way. And if there's one thing I've learned along my journey, it's that we shouldn't be afraid to explore the different parts of who we are. Each of us carries different energies within, different characters, ready to help us live our best version. These archetypes are like inner guides, offering the wisdom and strength we need at every stage of life. Often we get stuck in a limited view of ourselves, thinking we have to be one way, always following the same pattern. But the truth is, we are much more complex and rich than that. Archetypes are those facets that, when activated, connect us to a new level of potential. And here's a piece of advice I consider essential. Don't be afraid to explore these parts of yourself. By opening your heart to this possibility, you start to realize that transformation is not only possible, but inevitable. Believe me, this process begins with a simple yet powerful decision. The decision to believe that this new energy can take form within you. It might seem abstract, but think of it as allowing a new version of yourself to emerge, naturally, without forcing anything. As you allow yourself to explore and activate these archetypes, you start to feel a shift in how you behave, act, and even see the world. The incredible thing is that by doing this, you also start to connect more deeply with who you truly are. We're not talking about creating an artificial version of yourself, but rather discovering who you are at your core and letting that guide your choices, actions, and the way you live your life. That's when the real magic happens, when you open yourself to this possibility without resistance and let this new energy flow. So, if I could leave you with one last piece of advice, it would be this. Don't be afraid to explore and activate these archetypes within you. They're there to help you, to guide you, and to strengthen you. All you need to do is open your heart, believe in the possibility of this transformation, and gradually allow this new energy to start manifesting in your life. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. I'm truly grateful for you being part of this journey with the yellow door. If this content inspired you or sparked some reflection, share it with someone else who might benefit from these ideas. Together, we can spread even more knowledge and help others connect with their true potential. See you in the next video. Take care.